Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. We need to get this club car here out of the garage. It's a brisk, very cold morning here in South Carolina. And we have like frost on the roof, stuff like that. Not snow, because we don't never get snow here. Once in a blue moon, but I think today we're gonna start working on a Carryall. And we got the lift kit that we took off of the blue DS that we just got rid of, and I'm ready to start working on this. This is going to be it's going to be my cart. Even though I have a white DS, this is going to be my cart, and I can't wait to get started. And I've been throwing around the idea of getting rid of my white DS, but I don't know if that's going to happen or not. But it is what it is. So we got that cart, 2017 model. And we're going to lift it up, and like I said, we have the 10-inch Allsports lift. It's got some surface rust on the lift kit itself. This is the front, this is the back. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to use this front portion here, because on the Carryall, sorry, can't even talk this morning. On the Carryall, I think that plate kind of leans back. Not sure if we're going to be able to use this or not. You know, on the website it says this fits DS's, it does not fit Carryalls. Another thing with the Carryall is it has front brakes. This lift kit here does not have front brakes. I would like to maybe try to utilize the front brakes if we can. And once we get it done, I'm not sure if we're going to throw these wheels and tires on here. These also came on that DS. These are 26 inch, 26 by 1014 reptiles. Got good tread, you know. I've just been keeping them. I don't like the wheels, but I also have the old trusty 15-inch rocks wheels in the garage, and I got the 27-inch BFG all-terrains. It's the smallest BFG all-terrain BFG makes for a 15-inch wheel. I got those on those wheels, so I don't know exactly which ones we're going to use. Hopefully our plan goes right and we can use this kit, but if not, well, we're going to have to punt and do something else. Let's see what we can do here. I had like a 4x4 in the back. Turn this battery on. After we do that, we're gonna put our key in the ignition, which is these two wires here, blue and green. And now get it into the shop, and I'm gonna get the president that's in the shop out, put it in the backyard, turn the heater on in the shop. I probably should have did this last night. All right, there she is, and man, it's cold in the garage. Let's turn some heater on. Heater is on. I have it set to 72 degrees in here. It's about 7:30 in the morning. It's not early at all. It was early a little while ago, but the garage has been set up. I've been knocking out Christmas ornaments the past couple of weeks. These are like the Grinch hands. These are kind of what they look like. I had that laser machine. I made a video on it. Didn't really do great on the channel, which I didn't think it would, but I started using it for stuff like this right here, and I absolutely love it. It's kind of like a new side gig of mine. Now is just like, you know, the machine isn't big enough, and I've got my feet wet, and what else can we do? But anyways, that'll be a video for another time. My plans is to get this right here lifted, put some different wheels and tires on it. And I don't know what we're going to do about the cab of it. They make cabs, and I would love to have a cab, but them things are expensive, okay? So not sure what we're going to do with that just yet. I haven't showed you, but I have all new plastics for it. And instead of black, we went with the silver. I think the silver is going to look good on here. These LED lights, they do work good. We might end up keeping them. But at the same time, I bought brand new regular light housings for this right here. And we can always just throw some LED bulbs in it. This right here, how you charge it. I don't have a charger on board just yet, but this right here is a extension cord reel from Club Car. So we're gonna probably keep this. I got a new extension cord reel cover that says Club Car right here. Like I said, I got a new body. The only thing I didn't get was this centerpiece here, and it was on back order when I was ordering everything, but probably not gonna worry about that just yet. But I'm thinking, see here, this is one of the main reasons I ordered all the stuff right there, because of that crack. You know, if it's gonna be for me, I want it to be right. This is where the mirrors was at, okay? And this was a mirror here. And just these mirrors in this location is stupid expensive. So, not sure if we're gonna go back with some stock mirrors like this, aftermarket mirrors. We might just put a big mirror across here. I don't know just yet, but there it is. I'm gonna get this right here, let this right here do its job, warm up a little bit, get this right here to kind of dry out, and I'll pick you guys back up. So I'll be honest with you, I want to probably start working on the front to begin with. I think the back's gonna be okay. This lift kit that we have does not have the brake input for the front brakes, and this has front brakes on it. So I'm gonna get started with the front. I think the front's gonna be the hardest part of this right here system, and well, this is what I kind of want to start working on to begin with. I don't know if you remember or not, if you didn't watch the first episode, the accelerator pedal and brake rod on this right here golf cart is broke, so we're gonna have to fix that as well. But I'm gonna probably get started taking apart the front end and get the wheels, tires, maybe the suspension off as well, and see what we can do to convert the new lift kit to the brakes on this one right here as well. This has drum brakes. Probably just gonna leave the drum brakes on it. All right, so I got the wheels off both sides, and it's very similar to a DS, especially the frame there. That looks like a DS. Stuff like this right here, that's not on a DS over there. Even this front bracket here that goes up to support the top of the front body, that's not original to a DS. But looks like the spindles are, upper control arms, the shocks, even the rack and pinion, what do you call that? Brain fart. Anyways, even the springs on the bottom, this has two of these springs instead of just usually a single. But all that looks about the same there. You got a horn up there. There is another tag right there. It says ME 1715. A lot of this front structure here is more beefier since this is like a work cart, and I'm okay with that. I don't want to get rid of anything that I don't have to, and especially like on these right here brakes here. So we need to try to keep the brakes is what I like to do with the lift kit. There's another angle of the brakes, you know. So we'll loosen this right here up in a minute. I was thinking this was going to be a sealed bearing, but it isn't. And I need sealed bearings, and I think I might have some. Got 4 bolts in there. I'm going to get a rag, clean up real quick so I don't get none of this right here dirty. And I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the line and maybe the brake assembly from the spindle next. It is being held on with a C-clip up here. There we go. C-clip is off. So we're gonna use a 1/2-inch socket and wrench to remove this assembly from each other. All right, there's our brake assembly here, which is pretty standard. It really looks like a rear brake assembly, and I'm sure that's exactly what it is. They just, you know, mated it for the front. So when I was thinking about putting this lift kit on, I was pretty sure I had to make this right here bracket, right? And we need to find out how far it is away from this right here side of the spindle here. We need to get this right here made. But I did not put on account this right here piece that holds the brake line. I did not account for that in my thinking process, but that's what it is. Now, the thing is, I could put this lift kit on and not even put the front brakes on, but I'd like to kind of keep the front brakes if we could. All right, guys, so this right here is my plan. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come in here with a cutoff disc. I'm gonna cut the spindle off right here, just so I can put the rest of this right here, like in a vise or something, or I can clamp it to something, or I can try to cut that welder there off of that bracket. I'm gonna try to reuse this bracket here on both sides. So what I'm about to do is completely ruin this spindle here in regards to hoping that my idea is gonna work. This is one spindle. And with this spindle here, I went ahead and cut off the shaft that goes out of the spindle that holds on this right here piece. This piece just came directly out of that center section, like it's only welded at the very back here, okay, where I cut it. It's not welded at the front, so that's one thing to know about golf carts that I didn't know. So I went ahead and I started cutting that piece, and it looks rough back here. I still need to put the flap disc on it and, you know, try to clean up the back a little bit, but I was able to get this off the spindle. I need to do this right here to the other one as well. Then we need to see about opening this right here main hole up a little bit to slide on to the new spindle. So that's where I'm at, and that's what I'm doing. All right, so we need to measure the hole opening of these. Coming in like, what's that, 1.1225. So the shaft's coming in like 1.3, and that's one spot on it. It's kind of got some room there. 1.29. So we need to open up those plates a little bit, because I'd rather open the plates up than grind this right here down, make this any weaker. So that's what we're gonna do next. All right, so since the last clip here, went ahead and took those brackets, took them over to my cousin's house, had him burn them in for me. He has a Millermatic 252 and my little Millermatic 130 that I've had for, you know, pushing 25 years now. Just isn't strong enough to really burn deep, you know, in this thick steel here. But anyways, we got the brake drums mounted to both of the spindles here. That's how that looks there. The cable will come in here, attached there. Once you go to stop, you know, it's going to tighten it up like that. I still need to use the correct bolts to mount it in there. The brakes, they're on there. The hub here, we had to go in and clearance some section on the back webbing there to get it to not touch on everything. You hear there's just a little bit of touching there, but not much at all. So that's that. We had to clearance the corners here to get them to fit inside the hubs. They now fit, like you see this one here. I need to run to the hardware store and get some spindle nuts there. I'm gonna go ahead and assemble this right here kit onto the cart, but I'm not going to sand everything down and paint it just yet. I wanna make sure everything fits properly. And then once I'm happy with everything, I'll pull it back apart and paint it. So I might just pick you back up once I get the front done. And if I'm running into any kind of issues, I'll pick the camera back up and show you. This is where we at, guys. This is the OEM leaf spring mounts here. There was 2 of them on this frame, so I put the 2 back on here. All 4 bolts are going through the center section plate up here. They're lined back up. On this bracket here, it mounts to this right here plate in 2 different spots, just 2 bolt holes line up in the back. So I bolted those up. Now up here, what I'm thinking about doing is cutting this main plate right here completely off, making another plate that just uses these 2 bottom holes here, since the front bumper mounts to the 2 holes right in here, if you can see that. Okay, I'm thinking about doing that. And then just like I said, yeah, just making a plate to go from here down to the frame to support it in the front. I think that'd be all she wrote, because really right now there's only 4 mounting points on this right here Allsports lift kit, and that's 2 in the back, 2 in the front. So we really just need to modify that front bracket there in order to work. But other than that, it is on. I might go ahead and try to bolt everything up and see exactly what it looks like. All right, so I put the lift kit on, and then I wasn't happy because this right here was sticking out like 1.5 inches, because there's 2 holes in the frame there, and I believe everything else was in this front hole here. So I took everything back apart, moved it to this back hole here. Now this right here looks a lot better. Now on this front bumper here, it's got 2 upper mounts. They're up in there, one there, and one there. There's 2 lower mounts right down in here, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this right here, front plate, where it's got this little crease out right here. I'm gonna mark a line from there over, cut that off. We can then use the bolts that go into the bracket here that holds this front bracket and the side bracket here. We can put those back in. On this outside piece here, we have 2 holes here. They were not connected to anything. I believe that is for the front push bar on some of these vehicles here. I'm gonna go ahead and pop a hole there and there, give that 2 more mounting points, because this right here was the mounting point of your regular DS. And then on the front bumper, like I mentioned, you have 2 upper holes, and you have 2 bottom holes as well. We'll get those right there, and we'll mark those and drill those, and so here would be pretty much good to go. Now, I do not have the brakes hooked up just yet. I don't have the steering hooked up either. I had to take the steering knuckle apart up there in order to get everything situated in here. So what I'm gonna do now is go ahead and test fit the 27s on here, which I believe we're gonna have plenty of room measuring between here and this outside corner here. I want to say we have like, I don't know, 18 inches there, and we only need 13.5. So let's go ahead and let's get those wheels on next and see exactly what it looks like. So this right here is what the cart looks like, lifted in the front with the 27s. However, we ran into a couple problems, but we're going to start solving those. Number 1 is the rack tie rod there would not fit the spindle from Allsports. So this right here, 2017, uses, I want to say this is the same as the President here. I've ordered new tie rods there. I've ordered a new tie rod kit here. These tie rods are too big as well. This is a 3/8, I think. And what I had to get was like a M12. I can't remember. But anyways, got a new tie rod bar coming, new tie rods there. So hopefully in the next video, those will be in and on or into place or whatever. The roof measures 79.5 to the very top of the white portion of the roof. Now, this little light here, I'm gonna take it off. Like I said, we're measuring like 79 inches to there, 79.5. So we're gonna have to take that off. I've contacted someone to try to get a new front bumper here, but we're gonna go ahead and, I'm not sure if we're gonna mark these right here just yet. Those 2 holes there, we might go ahead and mark those. I don't think this is fitting in all the way, so I might not mark those just yet, but we still need to cut this plate down here as well. they're basically not long enough here. And they go up here and they cross up in here. And I think they're running like up in here as well. A bunch of up in here's. But anyways, I think I can go in here and cut that, extend those, or not extend them, but drop them down a little bit more so we can actually install them or connect them to the brakes there. Now, I was worried by pulling that suspension kit back to the furthest hole back that I would hit back here, but I have plenty of room down here. So I don't think it's going anywhere. Plus these wheels and tires, they're kind of sitting in on the body a little bit. I think we have about an inch or so gap there, which we do. But for the most part, it's coming along. I'm not extremely happy with the tire size just yet. Maybe once we get the back tire size or the tires on, it'll look better. That's what we're gonna do next. But for the most part, I'm happy with it. But I guess any redneck would want bigger tires, so that's what it is. So these are the back bars here for the kit there. These right here bolt in to the front hanger. This right here will attach to the rear portion of the cart. I'm gonna put those in, and I have a 6-inch lift block kit I'm gonna put with this right here. So it should give us the 10 inches, and we're gonna start doing that next. I'm pretty sure I mentioned this before. These right here are to protect the plastic fenders that run along the side of the body there. Obviously that fender isn't there. I do have it, a new one, but you know, we ain't to that stage yet. But I don't like these on either side. There's one on the other side as well. And like I said, it's just there to protect that plastic. I'm gonna get rid of them. We have 2 bolts here, and we have 1 bolt down here as well. We're gonna have to remove in order to remove these. Gotta love rusty bolts. But these brackets are off. I think it looks a lot better. I'll worry about this right here on the final stages. Maybe I have something in mind, we'll see. One of the things that I love about this cart is the dump bed feature. So on the rear kit, since I'm gonna have to not only flip the axle, but I'm putting in these longer bars here to go between the frame and the leaf springs, I went ahead and removed the motor. This was a breeze to remove this motor. Man, this was so simple. I wish all carts were like this, but anyways, I want to show you that. Next thing I'm gonna do, I went ahead and got the frame on jack stands. I'm gonna go ahead and disassemble the leaf springs here, and I wanted to remove the motor so it wouldn't rock and really fall. So, you know, the motor is like the heaviest portion of the rear end, so now it's not as heavy, so I should be able to control it a little bit easier. Well, guys, it's done, but we sort of have another problem now. I think it looks pretty good, but at the same time, let's talk about it. So on the rear portion of the lift kit, we got the bar installed. It fit fine. Okay, we got leaf spring in. All of that fits fine. So the Allsports 10-inch DS kit will fit your Carryall 500. And you know, it fits the front with a few modifications. The tire in the back is not centered in the wheel well. So I'm thinking either we can go in here and flip the blocks around backwards. That might extend the wheelbase a tad bit. Still don't know about that. Or maybe I might take these rear leaf springs, drill some new holes in there, maybe about an inch, inch and a half backwards a little bit. Let's see if we can center these wheels in there. We haven't even talked about motor controller combo in here yet. For a while, I thought I was just gonna leave the stock motor, stock controller in here. It's got a 500 amp controller in here, but I've got a new lithium battery that has just hit the market. I'm gonna be placing in this cart here. It's probably gonna live in this cart, and I'm probably gonna keep this one here 48 for a while. Might go to 72 later on, not exactly sure just yet, but yeah. So we need to extend some wires here for the motor. But other than that, it's semi-done. We're waiting on some parts this weekend, beginning of next week, like the tie rods, tie rod ends, to put back on the front. I still need to do some front modifications to get it to fit better. Still not 100% happy with the rear and the wheels and tires. Like I said, daggum, I thought 27s was going to make it, but they don't. But I appreciate you guys watching today's video. It's Thursday, and I'm getting out of here. I'm going to get cleaned up. The wife and I, we're going to the Matt Rife concert tonight in Charleston, so I'm going to do like a little date there. But anyways, I appreciate you guys watching, and until next time, we'll see y'all later.